Hello everyone, you're now with me, Ruben Gomez for TVS News at 5. And these are the news. Datuk Saarani Muhammad was sworn in as the 14th Menteri Besar of Perak before the Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, today. The swearing-in ceremony took place at Istana Iskandaria at 11:20 a.m. Saarani, 59, signed the letter of his appointment, witnessed by Ipoh High Court Chief Judge Datuk Hisham Hashim and State Secretary Datuk Suwaidi Abdul Rahim.
Sultan Nazrin had consented to the appointment of Saarani as Menteri Besar on Article 16 Clause 2A of the Perak Constitution after considering that the Kotak Tampan Assemblyman was capable of gaining the majority support and confidence of the Perak State Assembly members. Saarani replaces Datuk Sri Ahmad Faizal Azumu, who resigned on December 5th after he failed to obtain the majority support of the State Assemblyman in a vote of confidence moved by Datuk Abdul Manap Hashim, BN Pekalan Batu, at the State Assembly sitting a day earlier. Ahmad Faizal secured only 10 votes, while 48 voted against him and 1 abstained. Also present at the ceremony were the Raja Muda of Perak, Raja Jafar, Raja Muda Musa, and Raja Dilir Perak Raja Iskandar Zulkarnain Sultan Idris Shah.
Police arrested a suspect for the brutal assault on robbery in Semarang, which caused a 43-year-old grocery shop owner to suffer serious injuries while his employee to sustain bruises at a sundry shop in Jalan Semarang on Monday. However, the 38-year-old suspect was initially arrested for threatening to kill his parents in an incident which took place on Sunday at their house along Jalan Matang. Perawat District Police Chief Superintendent Aidil Bol Hassan said, acting on the report lodged by his father, the man was detained at Jalan Mendu at 3:45 p.m. on Wednesday.
Aidil pointed out during the incident, the suspect went amok and strangled his mother and threw dishes towards his mother before shifting his anger towards his father by slapping him and went on threatening to kill his parents. During the arrest, police also seized a car that was used by the suspect. The suspect, who is unemployed and married, denied the allegations that he had assaulted and threatened to kill his parents. The suspect will be remanded today to facilitate investigation under Section 324 of the Penal Code and Section 15, Subsection 1 of the Dangerous Drug Act. As such, the suspect is also a wanted man in Lundu.
No more limits on the number of customers per table at food premises. Senior Minister for Security Cluster, Dato' Ismail Sabri Yaakob, said this relaxations of SOP is subject to social distancing and applicable to all areas except those under the Enhanced Movement Control Order.
Kita mendengar rungutan dan pandangan daripada orang ramai. Kadang-kadang mereka keluar bila kita buka kenderaan tidak ada had tempat duduk lagi. Mungkin mereka keluar satu keluarga 6 orang dengan MPV. Jadi bagi mereka tidak menasabah kalau mereka diasing-asingkan, keluarga mereka diasingkan duduk 2 meja dan sebagainya. Jadi kita benarkan as long as ada penjagaan sosial.
However, he stressed that the relaxations on SOPs announced by the government since December 7 is not a green light for the people as the COVID-19 pandemic is far from over. He added organizing of social activities, including wedding ceremonies, are still not allowed in CMCO areas. With regards to that, Ismail also reminded people returning to their kampong for Christmas to always be vigilant and obey stipulated SOPs to curb the spread of the virus.
Right, welcome back. 125 recipients were presented the Excellence Awards, while winners under the Local Government and Housing Ministry. In his opening speech, Dato' Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian said members of the ministry should continue to cultivate the culture of integrity, excellent work to become the basis for productivity organisation improvement.
The ministry and its agencies remain steadfast in discharging their duties and responsibilities since the announcement of MCO 9 months ago. While some ministries and departments were closed or work from home, our ministry was at the forefront of preparing all the SOPs while at the same time enforcing the SOPs with other uniform agencies to ensure Sarawak remains safe.
He said the public has been through various changes and renewals among their implementation of responsibilities as a frontliner since the implementation of Movement Control Order.
Good governance accompanied by strong moral values and the willingness to commit in instilling ethics and integrity will help us to combat corruption. Therefore, in our service delivery, let us not expect a return. Instead, let us try to earn public trust. We must not just set the word integrity, but we also embrace it and live it.
One man can finally call himself a Malaysian citizen, ending his years-long wait. Niek Bawang, 47, from Long Meraan, had seen his application rejected on numerous occasions by the National Registration Department, NRD. Adamant to obtain his citizenship, he chose not to be disheartened and instead continued to apply for his My Card until he finally received it. He happened to encounter Telangusan Assemblyman Dennis Ngau in Long Bedian and expressed his appreciation to the latter for having assisted him in the many applications he had made. Dennis said many natives, especially Orang Ulu in Baram, had been able to finally obtain their identity card through continuous engagement with NRD. He hoped that the current government under Perikatan Nasional will continue with such effort because the unit has proven to be helpful to those living in rural areas. The Ministry of Utilities Sarawak Electrical Inspectorate Unit EIU and Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB has discovered new methods of power theft through modified cables kept hidden in the ground. According to SEB, after several weeks of investigation from the public, the inspection team acquired a search warrant issued by the Magistrates Court to raid a double-storey semi-detached house at Jalan Sungai Apong on December 4th. Previously, the team had discovered various methods, such as line tapping or bypassing the energy meter. However, this particular case demonstrated power theft through keeping cables hidden underground. A police report has been lodged for further action. Sarawak Energy will also continue to work closely with EIU and the police and reminds its customer that this illegal activity is a crime under Section 33(5) of the Electricity Ordinance, which carries a penalty of 100,000 ringgit and or 5 years imprisonment if found guilty. The Sarawak Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC, has launched a comprehensive 2021 calendar of tourism events with a focus on domestic and eco-tourism. In a bid to fully support the tourism industry rebound, 117 events were included in the calendar.
Assistant Minister of Arts, Tourism and Culture, Datuk Sebastian Ting Chu, emphasized that the calendar was created to encourage and attract both local residents and visitors to immerse themselves in the state's diverse culture. This is in line with the government initiative to revive with the tourism sector due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Reviewing the matter, Ting also pointed out that the focus will be on eco-tourism and community-based tourism as part of domestic tourism. This will include encouraging more participation from local industry players.
For next year, the ministry will focus on eco-tourism. Number 2 will be our community-based tourism, i.e. more on the domestic tourism, so to speak. We like to encourage our own local, in the rural area especially, to go into providing homestay. This is in line of our ministry this year, promoting domestic tourism.
Forecasting that the international arrivals would remain very minimal in the first half of 2021, STB and MOTAC will continue to push for local destinations, attractions and experiences.
Next year, beginning of next year, and probably the first half of the year, international tourist arrival will still be very minimum. So because of that, Sarawak Tourism Board has been very active, and together with MOTEC and our ministry, of course, will continue to focus on domestic tourism.
He said this after chairing the third and final Sarawak Tourism Coordination Committee meeting for this year at Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching.
Well, that concludes the TVS News at 5 for today. I'm Ruben Gomez. Anytime, anywhere. Thank you.